from you. So James Tiernan, the man who took the pole here at Limaland, he's going to start fourth in heat race number 1. Heat race is always interesting at Limaland as this track starts to wear out and drivers have to start searching for the moisture. Will the top come in quickly? Bottom, where do you want to be? Brian 121 saying he wants to join, and Czar showing him the way. All right, we are rolling for heat race number 1. Let's talk about the starting lineup. On the pole in the 78, it's Jack Clevenger, and to the outside, it's the 36 of Nathan Davis. Colton Hardy in the 152, and James Tiernan, your quick time in row number 2. Mason Hannigan and Taylor Howe, row number 3. Jim Chisholm and Kevin Smith, row number 4. Marty Barnes and Matthew Williams, row number 5. And Brandon Igo and James Edens rounding out your field. Let's watch Edens here from the rear of the field, and let's get a good look at this as well. I'm not a huge fan of Limaland cameras, so I want to be able to see everything that happens here on the start. Jack Clevenger leading him down. Davis to the outside. Good start for Clevenger. Gets into turn 1 well, but you can see Davis on the outside. A little bit of contact there as a right rear thrown in front of Davis, and we got one car upside down. 2 cars now down the backstretch. Will we see a yellow? Yes, we do. Let's take a look at where this started. Nathan Davis on the outside takes a right rear from the white car. That's Hardy. 29 of Howell, and Hardy upside down hard into the wall there. We'll follow him as this crash develops. So tough luck for Howell and Hardy. They look to be done. Back out to the front of the field here with Clevenger. Laps ticking off. James Tiernan sitting second right now. Tropical Storm Mason Hannigan sitting in third. Jim Chisholm fourth. Fifth right now does belong to Nathan Davis. Remember, top 4 move on to the A main. Everybody else has to go to the B. Clevenger got into turn 1 and the thing pushed on him hard. That gave the lead to Tiernan. Bottom of the track is where Tiernan finds himself, and it's working right now. Mason Hannigan now trying to take a look at Jack Clevenger for second. Davis still the odd man out at the moment, sitting in 5th. He's working the high side of the track. No pressure from behind, so he's a little comfortable at the moment. But laps are winding down. Gonna click lap 8 right here, so 3 to go. Davis on the high side, working on Clevenger. Will he be able to make a move and find his way into tonight's A main? Right now, he's got it. Clevenger on the bottom has lap traffic. Sorry, that is not lap traffic, but that's going to give that position to Nathan Davis, who's also going to take third spot here. Here comes Edens as well. See where these boys shake out. Looked like Jim Chisholm did hold on to the 4th spot. Nathan Davis in 3rd. James Tiernan taking the win in heat race number 1, and Mason Hannigan coming home in 2nd. Peyton crying over the tropical storm. I think it's only natural, my friend. I mean, when your dad's a hurricane, you're a tropical storm. That's just the way it works. Heat race number 2 hitting the track right now. Everybody everybody on track, so we're going to get rolling quickly. On the pole in the 188, it is John Harper, and to the outside in the 5, Rusty Kruger. Adam Elby and Michael Sheridan make up row number 2, with Matthew McKinney and Dylan Workman in row number 3. Kevin Hanley and Zach Kaiser, row number 4. Isaiah Dowd and Jonathan Smith in row number 5, and rounding out your field in the 27 is Andrew Mars. Top 4 advance to tonight's A main. Everybody else has to go to the soup. We'll see what we got here. As you can tell, laps click off quickly at the Limaland Motorsports Park, and we're going green this time. John Harper, Rusty Kruger, here we go. Good start for LB. He's got the inside there on Kruger, looking to find his way into second spot. That's Sheridan holding on to 4th right now. Sheridan on the high side in that wicked cushion machine. Black car behind him, that's Matthew McKinney, found his right rear into the fence, causing him some problems there. Elby now on the high side, going to try to work his way around both of these cars. Kruger to the inside, he's going to take the lead away from John Harper. Sheridan starting to feel the pressure from McKinney. He went to the bottom to try to make a move, and that actually let McKinney around the top. Right now, McKinney in the transfer spot. But he's going to make contact with Harper. That gets Sheridan around him. Now Sheridan into 4th, and Workman contact with Harper. Caution flag is out. Try to get a better camera angle here. You can see the contact there between McKinney and Harper. Harper trying to get his bearings, but slid up the racetrack into Workman. And looks like Workman got that car back on 4 wheels. Harper not so lucky, I don't think. Which Harper probably would have had to take an end-of-line penalty anyway. Workman still has a chance, but the problem is there's not very many laps left. So let's reset here. Adam Elby up 2 spots, sitting in the catbird seat right now. Second place, Kruger. Matthew McKinney 3rd, Michael Sheridan 4th, and the guy with the shot to get in is the 110 of Kevin Hanley, who's been passing cars as well. We're going to go green this time by with 2 laps to go. Kruger looking to get a jump here. It didn't do him any favors. That's going to let McKinney on the cushion. McKinney moves to 2nd place there. Kruger back to 3rd. Sheridan and Hanley right there just in case he makes a mistake, and he does. Sheridan now into 3rd place. Oh, but he's in the fence. Hanley to the inside is going to take the final transfer spot. And for the lead, Elby is the man winning heat race number 2. 2nd place to Matthew McKinney. 3rd place, Rusty Kruger. 4th place, Kevin Hanley. And ending up 5th, last guy who's not going to make the A main, Isaiah Dowd there. Man, real heartbreak for Sheridan, who had the transfer spot, but coming out of 2 on the final lap, the wall bit him, and it cost him there late. Calling out bad luck for Workman there. Yeah, I think I've said it before on last week's broadcast. I think Workman is, and I say this in a good way, I think he's one of the most underrated drivers on the sim. I think he's like super tough and just doesn't get the recognition that some of these guys get. And I think he's going to be a guy to watch all season long for sure. So we're getting ready. Heat number 3 here. 4 heats tonight, looks like. So we got 2 more to go. Aaron Schaefer in the 77 on the pole, and Sean Wallenfels in the 42 to his outside. Jeffrey Stewart in the 072 inside row number 2 with Justin Thomas in the 9. Dustin Griffiths and Jeff Flaro, row number 3. Brett Strickler and Craig Dunn, row number 4. Peyton Grease and Jamie Wallace, row number 5. And Jeffrey Corno and Jason Randolph round out your field. This is a good one here. Let's see if Randolph could come from the back as well. That's a pretty quick driver there, starting dead last. So, Aaron Schaefer going to lead him down. Sean Wallenfels in the Black Diamond Machine looking to find the race lead. We got 10 laps, top 4 transfer. Good start for Schaefer, even though he was through the slick there. Wallenfels right rear in the wall. It turns him in front of the field. Heartbreak for the 42. And he is done. Let's watch this start again. Schaefer got out to a good start. Wallenfels didn't have a bad one, but he found his right rear into the fence. Thomas turns him in front of the field. Griffiths, contact with a black car there in the rear of the field was what tipped him over. And that was it for Sean Wallenfels' heat race there. We're going to see a lot of cautions here tonight. That's a thing that you just get at Limaland for sure. You know, we did have Jordan says lifting is a thing. Yes, it is. It's easier said than done sometimes, but it absolutely is. Last week we had a lot of caution flags as well, and I've seen a lot of penalties handed out. Not so much in the 360 Sprint Car Series, but the 410s definitely. And I say penalties, what I mean is strikes. The DOB works on a 3-strike system. To where you claim cautions, and even if you don't claim a caution, if you're the cause of it, you get a half strike, and at 3 strikes you get sat down for a week. So that's something that we're going to keep track of throughout the racing season. Plenty of strikes going to be handed out tonight. That's just the nature of sprint car racing on a quarter mile. Let's talk about Peyton Grease, who's currently in 4th. To the inside there, Justin Thomas is the man trying to get that transfer spot away. He's going to go around Grease and Stewart, 3 wide down the backstretch. Stewart not giving up, unable to slide in front of the 9 there. Dustin Griffiths inserting himself into this battle as well. Oh, problems for Thomas, who dives down the racetrack and finds the 72 car, and he's still in the fence. Thomas, oh no. He's going to exit the sim, and caution does wave. Let's go back here. We're watching Thomas, and I want to get a little farther back even, because when he goes into turn number 1, he does not get the entry that he wants. And that, he's into the fence on the front straight, and that shoots him down the racetrack. Looked like the 72 was coming up a little bit. But that led to problems all the way down the backstretch, and Thomas exiting out of the race before any further carnage ensues. And that is going to finish heat race number 3 here. Aaron Schaefer is going to be your winner. Brett Strickler, coming from mid-pack, is going to finish 2nd. Jeffrey Stewart 3rd. And Peyton Grease is going to take your final transfer spot in 4th. Dustin Griffiths and Craig Dunn, Jeff Flaro making their way to the B main. Jordan calling out Karma. Jordan, he's cutting nobody slack tonight. Weston talking about Dylan Workman. We were talking about him earlier. He says he always has lots of great races with him, always a front runner if he doesn't get in trouble early in the night. And mentioned qualifying problems, which is about the death knell in DOB competition. If you can't find yourself in the top 5 positions, you're really hurting. And by 5 positions, I mean for your heat race. So you've got to make sure that you are right there in contention when it comes to the heat race, because if not, you find a little bit of trouble, you find yourself in the D or even in the B, you are not guaranteed to make these races. Amber firing back in the Facebook chat. We said there was going to be hurt feelings here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, and it's like what they say in NASCAR is Bristol, baby. This is quarter mile racing right here. It happens. Heat race number 4, final heat race of the evening, starting with the 93 of Chris Roberts on the pole, Shea Paulo in second, Ernie Williams Jr. and Kendall Tucker in row number 2, Dakota Kuhn and Brandon Steele, row number 3, Nicholas Cheever, Cody Downard, row number 4, Christopher Taggett, Jordan Hack, row number 5, and rounding out your field, Bruce Wright the third, and Mike Roxbury. 10 laps the distance, top 4 move on to the A main. Here we go. Roberts on the inside with a good jump. Good jump for the 4th place car as well. Kendall Tucker. They are side by side for 2nd place. Problems for Tucker there. I think they're calling him a jump on the start, so he's going to find his way into the pits. Might be policing himself there, so good on you, Kendall Tucker. Ernie Williams in 2nd. Ooh, behind them. 1 car into the fence. That's the white car. I think that's Brandon Steele. He was in a transfer spot, but a slide job that I don't think made contact pushed him over the cushion and cost him some time. Right now, 60 to 101. That's Shea Paulo having the same problem up there. That moves Steele back to 5th. Right now, 4th belongs to the 3 of Cody Downard. As you can see, Downard on the high side and Steele trying to find his way around. Out front, it's Ernie Williams Jr., the 93 of Chris Roberts in 2nd, and Dakota Kuhn in 3rd. We are watching the transfer battle here. Got 1 car having trouble on the front stretch. We'll see if that brings out the caution flag. So far, no go. And Steele, yes, actually, it will bring out the caution flag. I do believe that is Mike Roxbury, who's been blinking as well. So issues for Roxbury there. He got sideways on the front stretch and was unable to collect it. Going to be lucky to get this race restarted, actually. Right now we are sitting on 3 to go. We might get 1 green flag lap here. Like we said, top 4 advance to the A main. Right now you can see the movers and shakers. Cody Downard is the man in 4th. He's made up 4 positions. Started 8th. And now in the transfer spot. I like that little graphic. It's going to come in real handy in the feature to see who's moving and shaking in that top 10. So Ernie Williams Jr. with 1 lap to go leads him off of turn 4. Right now, Brandon Steele is in with a slide job on Downard. He's not able to get to the top, but Dakota Kuhn is blocking him. Downard now to the bottom of the racetrack, tries to power off the corner. He's going to get him. Downard had to work for it, made up 4 spots, and then fought off Brandon Steele, but earns a transfer position there. And if I'm not mistaken, Ernie Williams Jr. was passed for the race win as well. We were watching that transfer battle, but issues at the front of the field, and that's like we say every week. That's a big deal, going from 1st to 2nd. That first place in that race would start you 4th in the feature, and if you finish 2nd, all of a sudden you start 8th. That's 4 cars that you have to pass in that feature. Very important to keep hold of every position you can get, especially if you're at the front of the field. Peyton Grease talking about his gear in the Facebook chat. However, Peyton still made the show there in 4th place in his heat. So, D-Main here. Top 4 will advance. Kendall Tucker and Kevin Smith on the front row. Justin Thomas there. I see Andrew Mars unable to make the show, so Bruce Wright's going to move up with Justin Thomas. John Harper as well. So that's going to push Christopher Taggett up next to Taylor Howell, Sean Wallenfels, Colton Hardy, Anthony DePresto, Jamie Wallace, and Mike Roxbury rounding out your field. Here we go, 10 laps. Top 4 move on to the C main. Everybody else goes home. We're about to see these guys get aggressive here. Kendall Tucker leads them off of 4. Great start for Tucker. Gonna watch the 9 of Thomas, who's into the fence already. Cost him a lot of positions. 3 wide down the back and an upside down incident. Not gonna bring out the yellow. So we're going to keep our eyes on the racing action right now. Anthony Lepresto holding on to 4th at the moment. He's trying to keep ahead of Sean Wallenfels. But Justin Thomas back in this battle. Look at this gaggle of cars fighting for 4th spot. 3 wide down the backstretch. There's not enough room for that. You can see there Hardy fighting with Wallenfels. Wallenfels now to the bottom. Gets around Lepresto for 4th. Justin Thomas, they're 3 wide once again. Contact every single time down that back stretch. Let's do it again, boys. Down the front stretch, 3 wide into turn number 1. Lepresto on the inside. Thomas with the slide job on Hardy. Finally going to shake out just a little bit, but they are all out of the race right now. No, I'm sorry, Justin Thomas is in this show right now, sitting 4th. Kendall Tucker, your race leader, he is way out there. Sean Wallenfels now to 2nd. 3rd place belongs to Christopher Taggett. 4th, Justin Thomas. So it's Lepresto, who is the odd man out right now. We got 3 green flag laps left in this race. And the gap to 4th is getting bigger here. Lepresto has to come up with something if he's going to find his way around Taggett for the final transfer position. But he is catching him. Taggett went to the bottom. It's cost him time here. Here comes Lepresto, going to dive under and making contact. Taggett into the fence. Lepresto now, but that's going to open the door for Hardy. Out front, Kendall Tucker is going to win this race. But right now, Lepresto, Hardy, and Taggett fighting for the final transfer spot. Hardy's going to slide in front of Lepresto. Lepresto under him. Drag race. Oh! Well. Ladies and gentlemen, transferring in 4th, it is Anthony Lepresto, who had to use the old right rear to get it done. He went for the over-under there on Hardy, but it worked. So Anthony Lepresto using the chrome horn, making his way into the C main. Colton Hardy heading home, as well as Taggett. Kendall Tucker, Sean Wallenfels, Justin Thomas, and Anthony Lepresto, your top 4 for that race. We are going on to a 12-lap C main. Top 4 advance to the B. Yeah, Peyton's saying Justin ate a lot of right rears in that race. There's no doubt. Jordan says 0.5 incident points. Yep, I think I agree with that one, but you know what? He's moving on, so he'll take it. Jeff Flaro is the man we're waiting on, getting loaded up there. This is good because he is sitting on the pole for this race. So here we go, 12 laps. Jeff Flaro on the pole with Nicholas Cheever, onto the outside of row number 1. Matthew Williams and Jonathan Smith, row number 2. Jason Randolph and Jordan Hack, row number 3. Brandon Igo and Michael Sheridan, row number 4. Jeffrey Corneo and Kendall Tucker, row number 5. Sean Wallenfels and Justin Thomas, row 6. And Anthony Lepresto, the lone survivor there in row number 7. Let's keep an eye on Sheridan. We know he was quick earlier and had trouble on the final lap there in the heat race. See if he can make his way forward. Jeff Flaro is going to lead him down. Nicholas Cheever on the outside. Right now, Jason Randolph is the man on the outside looking in. Going to have to come up with something here as we go green for the C main. Flaro wasting no time to go to the top of the lane, but then down to the bottom of the track as he pulls the slider line down the backstretch. Issues in the back. Justin Thomas once again finding contact and into the tire barrier in the infield. That's an unfortunate event there. Caution flag is out. Let's back this up a little bit and see what happened. You can see him coming off of turn 2. Contact up into the wall there off of 2. Trying to figure out what car that is. But then Justin Thomas with nowhere to go. And is he able to get that thing going? Looks like he is. Hopefully no black flags for cutting through the infield, anything like that. But he's going to have to start at the rear of the field. It is the 39 of Jordan Hack, who was the one who had issues there that he made contact with, and he is taking an end-of-line penalty. So Thomas now sitting 12th. Jeff Flaro is the man out front. Going to hit lap 5 here on the restart. Brandon Igo in 5th right now, waiting to find his transfer spot. We're going green this time. Eyes on the 5th place car. Odd man out right now. Everybody working the bottom to the middle there at the front of the field. First guy on the top is sitting in 7th right now, Jonathan Smith. Ooh, issues there for Igo. He's going to give up some spots. You can see Sheridan trying to make his way forward as well. Now we've got a battle 4 wide through 1 and 2 there as these guys battle it out for that 4th spot. Slider there. You know, I gotta call netcode on that one. That slider did not look dirty to me. I've been wrong before. But let's take a look back here. See if I can get a good camera on it. Well, you know, well, it definitely an aggressive slider there for Kendall Tucker. I think we'd need a different camera to really tell for sure exactly what's going on there. You can get a far chase possibly. All right, so let's get back to live racing action here. So Kendall Tucker making contact there with the slide job. Does not look like he is making his way to the rear of the field, so I don't think he's having to claim that caution. Like I said, early on it looked like netcode to me, like an innocuous kind of thing. But, you know, these deals are hard to call, especially on the fly. What's not hard to call is that we're going to have 1 lap of green flag action. Williams, Randolph, Flaro, and Cheever. 5th place, Kendall Tucker is the odd man out. We're going to keep an eye on that battle. Tucker got an excellent start. He's at the bottom of the race course here. Crash in the rear. That's Wallenfels and Sheridan. They are out right now. Tucker is in, however. He's going to finish 3rd as Williams takes the win in the C main. So it is Williams, Randolph, Tucker, and Flaro making their way to the B main here tonight. See a couple guys letting their frustrations out with that race. A lot of contact there at the rear of the field. Had a big race going for that transfer spot there for a little while. Jordan said he got tuckered there in that race. Yeah, it's a close one. I'm going to let you guys make the call there. Like I said, at first I thought it looked like netcode to me, but it was an aggressive slide job. He wasn't made to take ownership of the caution, so clearly the admins didn't think it was that bad. One of those deals. You know, there's plenty of people that will tell you there is no such thing as a clean slide job. You know, they're made so that the guy getting slid has to change what he's doing to hold off the challenger. It's I'm going to go under you and take your lane away. And if you don't change what you're doing, there's contact coming. You know, Dave Darland, one of the most celebrated sprint car drivers, especially non-wing, early on in his career, man, he was he was the worst with slide jobs, man. He'd feed you a right rear every time. And everybody loves Dave Darland now, but I remember the early 90s, Dave. James Edens, Isaiah Dowd on the front row. Dustin Griffiths, Brandon Steele, row 2. Clevenger, Kaiser, row 3. It is Dunn, Paulo, Barnes, Workman, Williams, Randolph, Tucker, and Floro. We are taking the top 8 here, ladies and gentlemen. Top 8 move on to the A main after 14 laps. So 14 cars here fighting for 8 positions. It's going to get wild real soon. Edens with a great start out front. We're watching Griffiths, who's on the inside of the track, taking away second spot there. Letting everything shake out. Isaiah Dowd trying to go back to the bottom. We got one car upside down at the rear of the field. Is that Floro? I think it is. Yes, it is. I think he's going to get cleared. No caution. Back it up here. It's Clevenger, who is in 5th spot right now. Racing with Dylan Workman. Workman running the middle of the track right there. Edens now on the bottom. Dustin Griffiths is pulling him in. 82 working real well on the top here. You can see him get a run down the backstretch there. Although Edens, he's getting off of turn 2 pretty well himself. Finding that moisture down there on the bottom. Looks like the bottom's not working as well in turn 4. So let's take a look at the transfer battle right now. Craig Dunn has it in 8th spot. Behind him is Marty Burns in 9th. And 10th place belongs to Shea Paulo. But as you can see, right now Dunn has command of that by a couple of car lengths. Paulo now taking ownership of 9th. Ooh, one car upside down, and I think that was one that was in the show. To back it up here, it's not Randolph. That is Brandon Steele. And it switched on me here. Hold on. Contact there with Tucker, is that? I don't know if that car was hurt or what, but you can see you know, that looked like he lost his steering wheel. That thing went straight there off of turn 4. Like it did not turn for him. Yeah, I don't know what that was. That was strange. But problems for Brandon Steele. He is done. So let's see here. I think we're going green this time by. We're going to have 4 laps left. Right now, it is Shea Paulo who's in 8th spot. Marty Burns, the one that's got to make a pass here. And keep an eye on the middle of the field. Shea Paulo right there, 8th spot. See Marty in the red car trying to work to the inside. Paulo running really good up there on the cushion right now. You see Dunn in front of him, trying to make his way around a couple of cars. He got around Clevenger there. Back out front with 2 laps left in this race, James Edens has control. Kendall Tucker has made his way up to 2nd from 13th. Quiet charge there, but he's making it work. James Edens going to come off of turn number 4 and win the B main. Kendall Tucker 2nd. We'll go back here. Shea Paulo's made his way up to 7th. Marty Burns, however, unable to get around Jack Clevenger, so he will be the first car that does not make the A main feature. Clevenger squeezing his way in there. Garrett has his own description in the Facebook chat of what happened in that contact with Tucker there in the C main. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a 2-minute warm-up session here. Keep an eye on who is turning the quick laps. Nathan Davis sitting 3rd right now, running the high side. Adam Elby 2nd quick. Once again, James Tiernan He was quick time in qualifying. He has the quick time in the warm-up right now. Elbows up, sim racing driver. Jim Chisholm, 4th. Chris Roberts, 7th spot right now. A lot of drivers still in pit road here, probably making adjustments. Any of them guys that ran the B main, you know, it's not a terrible thing to get laps in that B main. It's hard to make that many passes in the A here if you got to start at the rear. But those guys got a lot of experience on the current conditions right now. Nothing funny with the weather. We are going to keep an eye on that when we go to race 2 under the lights. See what things change. James Tiernan going to end the warm-up. P1. So we are getting loaded up for a 40-lap feature, ladies and gentlemen. MBG Shell calling out for David Heileman to make his way to the booth for the next race. No Heileman, of course, currently serving a suspension in DOB competition. Shout-outs for Hack and Wright in the Facebook chat. So, 24 cars on a quarter-mile track. What can go wrong? James Tiernan on the pole. Adam Elby to his outside in the Swindell Speed Labs car. Aaron Schaefer and Chris Roberts, 2 DOB drivers, make up row number 2. The Tropical Storm, Mason Hannigan, row number 3, with Matthew McKinney to the outside. Brett Strickler, Ernie Williams Jr., Nathan Davis, Rusty Kruger, Jeffrey Stewart, Dakota Kuhn, Jim Chisholm, Kevin Hanley, Peyton Grease, Cody Downard, James Edens and Kendall Tucker, Dustin Griffiths, Dylan Workman, Craig Dunn, Shea Paulo, and Isaiah Dowd and Jack Clevenger rounding out your field. We are going green for 40 laps here, ladies and gentlemen. James Tiernan going to lead them down. Adam Elby on the outside going to try to make his way around to see if he can take a stranglehold on this race. We are going to go off of turn number 4. DOB 360 Sprint Car Series live on twitch.tv/elbowsuptv. 40 laps. Tiernan with a good jump. He's got to the top in front of Elby. You can see everybody fanning out behind him. It looks like Mason Hannigan dropping back at the moment. He's on the bottom in the middle of the track right now. Jeffrey Stewart is the man fighting with him. You can see Schaefer and Roberts 3 wide with another car there on the outside. I think that's McKinney on the high side working these guys right now. You see Schaefer trying to keep his car in front of Roberts there. Dylan Workman there trying to charge through the field. Dakota Kuhn making his way forward as well. Elby now taking a peek at first place Tiernan. Let's go ahead and hop in his car for a moment. You can see the kind of conditions. Listen to the throttle control, ladies and gentlemen. You can see there, Elby now making a move on Tiernan. Tiernan's going to get back by him, but you can hear how much he was off the throttle. This track is super slick at the moment, especially when he tried to go there through the middle. Elby's going to make the pass once more. Tiernan ducks under. Here we go again. Slide job for the race lead. Adam Elby unable to hold it. Tiernan right now. And the caution flag flies. Got a pretty good overview of the racetrack, but I did not see the caution myself. Let's see if I can back it up here and we can get an idea of what happened. See 3 wide in front of these guys. There you see one car sideways on the track. It looked like he gathered it up. Rather innocuous caution there. Now here's the big thing, however. Adam Elby was ahead of the race leader as the caution flew. Really unfortunate break for James Tiernan. They had that slide job fest going, and that's the problem there with some of these yellows, because if you got a guy on the inside of you when the yellow comes out, then when the yellow comes out, the field is frozen. If they're in front of you, they get the spot. It's unfortunate, but it happens. White flag lap, now lap 43, and we are going green here with Adam Elby as the race leader. Tiernan in second. Look at who's fourth. Ernie Williams Jr. making his way forward in this race. Battle there behind them. Aaron Schaefer dropping back, but still fighting these guys. You can see the big movers and shakers right now. Rusty Kruger is up 5 spots. Ernie Williams Jr. up 4. Mason Hannigan and Chris Roberts, the guys dropping back right now. Brett Strickler has made his way into the top 10. Let's look a little farther back in this field. We got a really good battle going on back here. 3 wide there for 15th spot. Dakota Kuhn and Dustin Griffiths there. That's Peyton Grease as well. Coney Downer trying to find his way into that battle. A little farther forward, here's Brett Strickler, who was moving his way forward. It looks like he had a little bit of an issue. James Eden's on the inside, still working that low groove, making his way forward in this race. Rusty Kruger in 5th. There's a lap car there, sideways in front of these guys. Everything clear right now. Almost contact there between McKinney and Ernie Williams. Kruger right there with them, waiting for these guys to make a mistake. Is that Nathan Davis in 6th? He got hung up there behind that lap car. Out front, Adam Elby getting ready to find his way into lap traffic. He's been able to pull ahead of Tiernan there. Decent gap to take that pressure off, which is ever so important. You know, when you got somebody on your tail, this cushion is so close to the wall, it doesn't leave a whole lot of room for error. So any sort of pressure that's applied on you from behind, you can feel that in the cockpit. Really only the most experienced driver is able to ignore that to a high degree. And that can force you into some mistakes there. You're trying to hit your marks, but you know that you've got to go as quick as humanly possible to keep that guy off of you. But that gap that he's got gives him a no small amount of comfort right there, and allowing him to work on this lap traffic. Things are going to get complicated real quick. That's done there. Very quick race car that he's going to have to work his way around. Right now, Elby's stinking it up. We'll see if Tiernan can run him down in lap traffic. God, it's going to be so hard if this race stays green. Right now, we've got 20 laps left in this race. Actually looking more like 18. You can see this gaggle in front of them. These guys fighting for it. Ooh, problems for Ernie Williams, who was in the fence. Williams back to 11th in this race. He was running 4th. And up front, Nathan Davis and 3 wide with Rusty Kruger and Matt McKinney. Those guys battling it out there for the 4th. That's a 3rd spot, actually. So this is the battle right behind Elby and Tiernan. You can see Elby working The high side here. He's got the 110 of Kevin Hanley in front of him. When you got a guy on the high side and the bottom. Oh, problems. Oh, for the race leader. He hit him. And problems for Tiernan behind him. Hanley able to get that thing straightened out, but not before Tiernan lost a lot of time. I don't think he lost any positions, though. That was the significance of the gap to third spot. Caution is out. That's a break for Tiernan. It's going to allow him to close up on the back of Elby. Saw a white car sideways on the front stretch there. That was the reason for the caution. White flag lap is now lap 46. What a break for Tiernan. But I gotta say, Elby's probably pretty happy about that as well, because now he doesn't have to worry about the lap traffic. At least not for a little while. There's a 78 of Clevenger right now dropping back. Not sure if he was the white car on the front stretch that had the issues. See Ernie on the inside there, back in 11th spot. 8th place right now belongs to James Edens, who has made his way forward. 9 spots he's made up. The big mover right now. We're going green here with what looks like 12 laps to go. Tiernan with a good start there. He's going to try to put the slider line on Elby. He's able to stay close, but unable to make a move. Fast guys on the high side. You can see Rusty Kruger working just a lane under. Nathan Davis on the bottom, sitting 5th right now. Let's see how much this track has changed. We're going to hop in the cockpit with James Tiernan as he tries to chase down the race leader. You see how wasted that cushion is right now. There's not much there. A caution flag flies. Ernie Williams Jr. pulling into the pits there. More problems for him. Let's see. Racing with Mason Hannigan and Peyton Grease there. Ernie's going to make his way to the top side of the track, and just a little too much. Into the fence and around for Ernie Williams, and he's going to park it in the infield. Caution flag laps do not count in DOB competition. So that pushes the white flag lap to lap 49. We've had some incidents here in the feature, but this thing running pretty quickly right now. Sure, Mr. Roberts is very happy with that. So we're going to have another restart here. 7 to go when we take the green. Adam Elby, your race leader. James Tiernan sitting in 2nd. 3rd place, Rusty Kruger. Matthew McKinney 4th. Nathan Davis 5th. Here we go. Not a great start for Elby. That opens the door for Tiernan. On the bottom, he's going to slide to the top. Tiernan's got the lead in contact for 2nd. Elby and Kruger make contact, and the caution is out. Oh, no. Let's see what goes wrong here. You can see the start for Elby. He drives through the slick. Tiernan just gets through it a little better. He's on the cushion, and it kicks the rear end out into Kruger. He's able to continue. Technically, Kruger is the guy who brought out the caution, but will Elby have to own up to it? If not, when the caution flew, LB was still in second spot, and he is in second right now on the track. Matthew McKinney third. Nathan Davis up 5 positions in this race. Aaron Schaefer has made his way back to the top 5. We're going green once more. Lap 52 now, the white flag lap. So we are getting down to the end of this race. 6 to go. Tiernan now, your race leader. LB, though, is right there. Tiernan feels like he found something on the bottom. He's utilizing it there in 1 and 2, but that allows LB to work the top. See if he goes back to it down here. Nope. Tiernan on the high side, going to roll it. Disappearing there just for a minute. Boy, LB is right there. He's stalking the 98 at the moment. McKinney not giving up as well. McKinney might have run a faster lap last time than both of those drivers. Oh, problems for Tiernan. Contact with LB. Those two guys are hung up. Here comes McKinney for the race lead. And Davis. Davis to the bottom of the track. He's got the lead. Tiernan, Davis, McKinney, 3 wide down the backstretch. Davis has it in the middle, but he slides up. Now McKinney to the lead. Contact with Davis, and LB sends LB into the fence and over. Caution flag is out. Wild chain of events. Let's get a look here. Davis sliding up the racetrack. Not a whole lot of room. And that cost LB. Cody Downard and Rusty Kruger unfortunately making contact there, losing his front wing. Man, that has really shaken things up here. So Matthew McKinney to the race lead. James Tiernan in second. Nathan Davis third. Schaefer now back to fourth. Kendall Tucker up 9 spots, sitting 9th right now. 5th belongs to, that is James Edens, who is the biggest mover in this race. So we are up to lap 55, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to take the green with 2 to go. 2 to go for Matthew McKinney, your race leader. Tiernan with another good start at the bottom of the racetrack. Let's see what he's got here. McKinney on the high side. We've got one car upside down on the front stretch. That's Dustin Griffiths. Caution is out. You see Downard having a rough start. Griffiths made contact. Big ride down the front stretch for him. I do believe we are going to go to a green-white checkered finish, ladies and gentlemen. I would say that lap 58 would be the final lap. I do not believe we are going to do a one-lap shootout here. So green-white checkered is what we're looking at here. McKinney, Tiernan, and Davis. Schaefer and Edens. We're going to see what they got. Going green here off of turn number 4 for all the marbles. Good start for McKinney. Tiernan to the middle of the racetrack. McKinney and Davis on the high side. Edens still working the bottom. McKinney's going to come off of 4 here looking at the white flag. Tiernan unable to do anything. He's watching McKinney go off into the distance. They're still battling behind him. Peyton Grease nearly in the infield. McKinney off of turn 4 looking at the checkers. Matthew McKinney is going to take the race 1 win. Total carnage. behind them as the guys try to shake it out. Now, things are going to sort out here. There is your top three. Matthew McKinney, race winner. James Tiernan in second. And Nathan Davis able to come home in third. We did get some excitement there, didn't we? Yeah, good amount of yellows there, but at least the track is so short that it goes quick, you know. See who we can get up in the broadcast booth. I got James Tiernan up here with me right now, so we might as well talk to him. James, that one was a wild one, buddy. Had the race lead there for the first part before LB got around you, and then you were given a lifeline. But there towards the end of the race, it got a little more complicated. Tell me what happened.
You know, I think the outside wall is a little bit of a gravitational pull there. Unfortunately, the fix wasn't in enough for the elbows up TV. It looked almost like it at the end, but again, smacked the wall. It seemed to be my Achilles heel here. But overall, good race. That was a lot of fun to be a part of that.
Yeah, we rode along with you there late as we saw the track kind of going away. Really thin cushion. You were able to get around LB there, and he had some issues, but then McKinney looked to be working the top pretty good. Let me just say, okay, you took your first two DOB wins last week, and here you are in race one sitting on a second place finish. You've got to feel good about the direction of where you're headed right now, where your team is headed, and just how things are going.
Oh, I couldn't be happier with the way things are headed right now. I think the first two wins were just a huge confidence boost, you know, as much luck wins as they were. But from there, you know, just keeping the momentum up, keeping the direct trend going. I mean, the last season, you know, I barely made the features. Then towards the end, I was making features consistently, and then now I'm to the point where I think I can run top 10 pretty consistently. So, yeah, very happy with Elbows Up and the sim sport we got going now. So, again, couldn't be happier. Second, still really good, so I can't complain.
There you have it. Second place, James Tiernan there. Good luck in race number 2. You were quick all night. Maybe you got another shot at her, huh?
Yeah, I think I got another one. The track was really good. But really quick, I'd like to thank Elbows Up TV for sponsoring my car. I'd like to thank Elbows Up Sinsport for letting me in their program. I'd like to thank Wicked Cushion for sponsoring this league. And I'd like to thank Dude Wipes, because when you're mounting your attack, be sure to clean your crack with Dude.
Let me just say that James has a line for every interview he's going to do this year when it comes to Dude Wipes. So just get ready for that. If he continues to find the podium, we're going to hear all sorts of wild stuff before it's over. Good luck in race 2, Jimbo.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
So I got Nathan Davis in here as well. Third place for Davis. It was not easy for you out there. It looked a little bit of yo-yo action through the field there, but it looked like you had the bottom working pretty good. How was the car, and what lines did you really like there to make those passes?
Yeah, the car felt good. We put some time in it today. Tuning for a slick track, as we knew coming into the night there's going to be a lot of cars that usually show up, and it's just going to slick it off. The bottom was working for a while. Went to the middle and found some grip, and just everybody running there, it just wore it out super quick. Top was working, but it was super sketchy up there. You really had to get off the throttle on the straightaways for the bumps and not get launched sideways to mess up your entry. But forward and backwards, I mean, a lot of chaos ensued, trying to just stay out of some stuff, and made my way to third and just my best to defend it off, and ended up coming home with it.
How hard is it to be patient on a track like this? You're very slick, top's dangerous but fast, lots of guys making mistakes, and you really want to get out there and be aggressive, but is that the right course of action? Like, how hard is it to be consistent and make your way forward like that?
It takes a lot of discipline to stay off the throttle on one of these tracks. You think when you're controlling it, you start getting a gain on someone, you want to push it down a little bit farther to get that extra out of it. Then you end up actually going backwards. But depending on who you're around, and once you race them enough, you kind of know how they drive. Sometimes you should just be patient and let things play out. But when the laps start ticking down, I mean, you got to start making some power moves and doing what you can if you want to get up there.
Well, good race one here. Nathan Davis, fantastic racing driver here on the sim, and now he's got to finish to match it. Third place. Good luck here in race number 2, Nathan.
Thank you, Anthony.
So I've got Slick Arsha here in the Discord chat as well. I'm not sure, but that might be our race winner, Matthew McKinney. Let's see if he's got her on mute right now. We'll see if he pulls it off there. Matt, is that you, my friend?
It is. What's up?
Well, there he is, Matthew McKinney, the race winner here in race number 1. We saw a heck of a battle out there, Matt, and you were, quite frankly, the fastest driver on the high side of the track there towards the end of that race. What was the race like, and how were you feeling before that high line really came in for you?
Yeah, the race was not really that straightforward, to be honest with you. The beginning, the top was really sketchy. As mentioned earlier, the straight was really bumpy, and with fuel, I just didn't really have any practice. Kind of joined the session just last minute, and was just kind of holding on. I was still pretty quick in the early stages. In the middle stage, I ran in the middle for a few laps, got behind some guys, couldn't really pass. The middle actually ran pretty well, but then after that, after about halfway, I started running the top again. It smoothed out a bit, but it thinned out, so you had to really be a couple inches from the wall every single time, or else you would just completely miss it and get ran over by the guy behind you. So once I got to that point, very comfortable with the car, and happy that we were able to win.
Well, you were really the only guy up there at the end of the race. You felt you had to feel pretty confident in that car to stick it up there without any sort of compunction that you were going to find some trouble. So you got a pretty good setup under that thing, and you think we're going to see more of you here in race 2?
I think so. We'll have to see. But yeah, I got to thank the Speed Lab guys and James for giving me the setup last minute, and yeah, it was good to get this first race win. I know had a bit of a luck. Some guys got taken out earlier in the race, but it's part of it, being consistent. And as you said, this is a confidence track. You got to be able to ride the wall an inch away from it every single lap to be competitive. So yeah, see if you do the same thing in race number 2.
Well, congratulations, my friend. It was a lot of fun watching you, and we'll be looking forward to see what you can do here in race 2.
Yep, appreciate it. Thanks.
Matthew McKinney, winner here in race 1 at Limaland, talking about all of the incidents and trouble that the other drivers were having out there. And we saw it firsthand. LB was out front there for a good long while, and just issues kept him from, I don't want to say victory lane, but a good finish there. But it was Matthew McKinney who was able to work the top side to his advantage there late when nobody else could really make it work like him, and that was the difference in the race win. And sometimes that's car setup, and sometimes that's just somebody being comfortable and confident as well, because the top is there, the cushion is there, it's just really thin, that wall's pretty big, it feels like you're going to find it really easily, and everybody starts running a little more conservatively. And if you really believe in yourself, then you find yourself up there, you can make some passes, and he was able to do it. So good on Matthew McKinney, bringing it home here in DOB 360 Sprint Car Competition.